Find a place to relax and get settled in. You will need to be completely relaxed, and breathing is very important. It will help you to sink down into a meditative state. I want you to close your eyes, take in a few deep breaths, and as you do, the energies of the little town of horrors will come to you. You will align with it and its purpose. This town is meant to help you to open your inner fears and shadows. It will guide you and bring you into a better understanding of yourself. On the first breath, your body will begin to relax. You feel peace and calm wash over you. On the second breath, your emotions will relax and all the worldly stresses will leave you. On the third breath, your mind will relax and allow for you to travel into the town with ease. Your body is nice and relaxed. You are now in a deep state of relaxation. I will begin with a countdown of 10, and as I do, your body will flow deeper into a state of calmness. You feel grounded and safe. Remember, you want to do this, and you welcome it with open arms. Feel the energy wash over you. You are completely safe. 10, 9. You feel a cool breeze brush against your skin. 8, 7. Nice and easy breathing. You are sinking deeper into the energies of the town, the awakening of the inner self. You begin to feel acceptance. 6, 5, 4. There is something within you that unravels. You feel like you've stepped out of your old skin, revealing a new self. 3, 2, and 1. You've arrived back at the town, but instead of finding yourself at the welcome board, you see that you are in an older part of the town. The cobblestone underneath your feet is much more worn and uneven than before. The buildings are creaking and slouched from age, although this does not change the bustling activity that moves around you. In fact, there seems to be more people gathering around this part today. You wander through the maze of entities and creatures, getting a good look at all the new shops that you haven't seen before. Much like the Durferlin, you can see that some of the shops have open portals to other realms or places. This intrigues you, and you cannot wait to get back to explore some more. There is a slight tug behind your navel, and you feel a pull that is latched on. Something has called you here once more. Around you, there are carefree people and wares being displayed. The stoops and archways to the houses were decorated with all different types of lights and banners, to even some talismans hanging. There is a long line of tables that have vendors at them, and you can't quite resist looking at them for a short bit. What do you see? Do you purchase anything? Take a moment to look around and enjoy. The tug behind your navel happens again, and this time it's a bit more forceful. You smile and continue following the pull. You could come back to the vendors at any point in time. There was something calling you though, and somehow it felt important. Your feet take you to a more abandoned area, curving through side streets and down small alleys. At last, you see that there is a stoop, one that is being avoided, strange enough. From the awning, you can see that there are witches' balls hanging, but they're different. There's a pulsing light within each, and sometimes they move and jiggle. You can't help but to approach the stoop in curiosity. The awning is a muted dark pink color with black sides. As you step up and reach out to one of the balls, a skeletal hand comes from nowhere and lightly grips your wrist. I would not touch those soul jars if I were you. You gaze at the entity in front of you. She was extremely skeletal in appearance, more bones with skin stretched over them. Her hair hung down in clumps of strands, and the more unnerving part was that her face was stretched into an uncanny smile that was, frankly, wider than it should have been. You could see that through her dress, ribs poked out through the flesh as she breathed. I have waited for you, traveler. Come in. Mind your step. Don't look down or wander off the path, and do not touch anything. The Tananx, for she was a soul hunter, stepped through the doorway of the stoop. You follow behind, feeling something new. Your eyes widen, and you find yourself in quite an odd state. You're on a path, though was it a path? Around you are layers and bubbles, but they were not solid, nor were they entirely there. The Tananx wanders through the path, which you hurry to follow. Though you remember their words clearly, don't touch anything. Your hands move closer to your body, and you skirt along, trying your best to just keep straight and follow. The path wove in and out, at which some points things would shift around you for a dizzying moment. Another, they would fade out before fading back in. It was dark, and then it was light. This world, was it a world? Shifts around once more. This time, you are no longer in a path, but you are standing within a room. Around you, both hanging and displayed on shelves, were the soul jars you had just caught sight of outside on the stoop. You stop yourself from the desire to touch them all, but only just barely. The room is more of a workshop, though there are shelves and workbenches scattered around. You can see that there is a comfortable bed in the far corner, another room that has a door, but it's closed. The rest of the walls either had bookshelves, a workbench, or a shelf full of jars. The wood floor beneath your feet would creak as you shifted from one foot to the other. Good. It is nice to see someone is interested in them. You turn to the Tananx, who has sat down, watching you gaze around the room, especially when your gaze caught the attention of the soul jars. You may call me Tersena. I am one of the Tananx, who is a bounty hunter, but I prefer to search for them and to study rather than to sell. She stands up and guides you to our workbench. On top is a unique bowl, made of some sort of metal, and carved extensively on both the inside and the out. You sit down in the chair that is provided for you and watch as she wanders over to a shelf, plucking a container off of it. The liquid inside swirls and dances, shining faintly. Tersena pours the liquid into the metal bowl in front of you, allowing you to see the contents. It was a silvery pink liquid, as if metallic in nature. It was faint in the flow around it, and when she took it off the shelf, the glow suddenly changed. When it touched the bowl, you could see that the magic within it grew brighter and brighter. You have experienced loss. It can be many types of loss that can cause a soul to fracture. Today, you will be reunited with a piece of yourself. Through my eyes, I shall hunt for a piece of you that has been long since lost. In pain we find relief, and so I shall ask, tell me of a time in which you experienced great pain or trauma, one that has not healed with time or retrievals. I see, traveler. Thank you for sharing your past. The Tananx grabs some vials off the counter before placing them in front of you. There are many shapes and sizes and colors of all different kinds. Pick a container that draws you. This shall be one in which I will hold your peace within. Take a moment to look at the containers in front of you. What do you see? What shapes are there? What is your favorite color? How does it feel? Which one feels the best? Now it is time. You have chosen, and so you shall witness before your eyes and through mine, the hunt for a soul. Touch your hands upon the surface of the bowl and the liquid, and you shall see through my eyes and experience it as I do. You take a deep breath before reaching out, getting comfortable in the process. Your fingers brush over the surface of the silvery pink liquid before dipping underneath. You feel a sensation that is peculiar. It was almost like being put into a trance, and yet it had the sensation as if you were being pulled upwards. Your vision blurs for a moment before things clear up. Instead of seeing the world in front of you with the bowl and your fingers, your vision is now of the room that you just left. You take a moment to see that the figure in front of you is actually yourself. Take a moment. What do you look like? Because I know you're curious. You can feel yourself nod and then look down at the container in your hands. It was the one you had picked. You can see that your hands are the same as Dracana's. The door opens in front of you, and you are whisked away within the curling pathways between the planes and the realms. It was much like when you first arrived there, but it was different. everything shifted and it changed. Energy spiked up and down. Bubbles of energy pushed you and pulled you. There, you felt the pull, the call of the soul you seek. It was far, but not out of reach. Around you, the world's changed. What was there is now gone, and another has taken its place. You feel the call bring you this way and that. You turn and find that there is something in front of you. Without hesitating, you find that you step into a world of bright colors and moving spots. There are flames of life, but you cannot see anything specific, just colors and shapes, vibrant and dull. All within them, a different energy, a different soul. But these were not the ones you sought. No, the one you did seek, it moved. It was further down. You felt the world shift out from your feet and your body dropped. You didn't move, but your energy moved up before dropping into a different vibration. With it, the Tananx moved. This one was a different realm. You could see the entities moving around this time. It was darker and more dense, with life and nature. There, the pool, it was stronger, but not quite close. Getting there. The world shifts and changes once more, and Tersena moves through them. Take this time to see where she is guided, where your peace has gone and moved. What things do you see? What do you experience? Take the rest of the time to see and feel the movements of the Tananx. What kind of worlds do you go through? It was here. You can feel the resonance within you so much that it can ache. Yet, you do not feel pain. You feel relief. Release. Tersana moves carefully and with practiced ease as she guides the soul into the container you choose. She secures it. And when she does, you feel a sense of accomplishment and pleasure. It was safe, and it was coming back to you. It wanted to be returned. The journey back to the workshop was quicker this time. You barely noticed the movements through the planes and the pathways. Instead, the feel of the piece drawing nearer and nearer to your body has you feeling elation. You are excited. You feel happy and carefree. You feel as if you are flying free with no burdens. The pain from before, it has melted into a blissful peace. The workshop's wooden floors creak underneath your feet for a moment before the twisting sensation comes back and you are brought into your body once more. Tersana waits as you gain your bearings, taking care with the jar containing a piece of you within. This piece that I have sought you, and you have long desired to be reunited with. It was an arduous task and a process in which you have to undergo for reintegration, but you will be doing so with the Forlenko. I have sought it and brought it to you. It is you who must continue forward with the work. She hands you the jar and helps you to stand. Keep this jar, but do not open. You will be guided through a process with the Forlenko, where you will integrate it back into yourself. Without much warning, you are guided through the door, and instead of the pathway, you find that you are standing back at the welcome board. The soul jar is cradled in your hands, the only truth of what occurred within the Tananx. You close your eyes. It is now time for you to come back to us. We will be doing a countdown from 10, and as we do, you will return with your memories of what happened. You will feel refreshed and revitalized. You will recall everything that you have experienced with clarity. 10, 9, 8, 7. You feel yourself coming back, light and free. 6, 5, 4, 3. You are here in the world. Your energy is light and you walk with confidence. 2 and 1. Welcome back, traveler. Take a moment to stretch and recall all that you have experienced. You did wonderful. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you again soon.